Hi felters and welcome. Do you fancy making a floofy bunny? Well, I'm going to show you how. Let's get started. These are the floofy bunnies, and the floofy is a word made up from fluffy and poofy mixed together, and it's a real word. So this is what they look like, and they've got cute little tails. I did 3 different types of wools. I'm working with Crafty Fibres UK. I'll put a link in the description, and there's a 10% discount, which is still ongoing. So you're going to need a white carded and then a colour that's going to match the coat for the ears and the tail. And I did that in carded as well. And then today I'm using the grey baby alpaca tops from Crafty Fibres UK, which is a tops from merino, a little bit of pink, scissors, eyes, some glue, and the awl, which really helps. So the white one I did in the ultra fine Australian merino wool tops. It's absolutely beautiful, that wool, and it worked really well, the white. And then I worked with this streaky effect camel one, and it was not as good. It should be one color, I think would be much better, but I gave it a go and I tried. So let's make the body. If you take some of your white carded and roll it up, and it's going to be sort of a cylinder shape, and this is real simple little base on the inside. So I just used my multi-tool, which I'm really enjoying. You guys have seen my video on multi-tools, and it just speeds it up. And then this is something I'm trialing at the moment. It's a needle felting machine, and I'm sort of going to trial it for about a month before I do a review on it, just to give it a fair review really, and see what I think of it. But it's I used it for this part because there's no armature, so I thought it would be a good time to use it. And there you can see the effect it has. So once that's done, it's about 3.5 by about 2.5, and that's the body. Put it to one side, and then we're going to do the head. So very similar shape to the body, but smaller. I'm just getting all the bits out. It doesn't really matter because it's not going to show, because we're going to cover it all with wool. But just round off one end, and it doesn't have to be too round, and then by the time you've finished, it's going to go on like that, 2.5 by 1.5. And so next we're going to do the little pink nose, and it really was quite a small bit I needed. So I roll the ends under and then roll them in, and then I just made it a bit sort of rounder by rolling the edges. I used a slightly finer needle in a sec, and I just wanted to keep it quite round and poofy. So a little bit of needle felting around the edges, and you've got your ball shape. And first we're going to attach the head, and we don't even need a scarf for this, because normally we can put a bit of wool around it like a scarf and help with attaching, but there's plenty of it there to sort of needle felt it down and through. You might have to do it upside down. If you want to use a bit of the scarf technique, you can. And then with the nose, I hold it right on the base, and then I needle felt around the bottom of the round bit, and that keeps it fluffy. If you felt too much through it, then you're going to squash it. So I take some of the tops and I felt through the middle, and we are about 1/2 inch up from the bottom. I don't cover the bottom of the rabbits, so felt through. I'm using the clover pen here because sometimes it works quite well, sometimes it pulls the fibres, but it actually works quite well at the moment. Fold it down, and then you do trim it. It's about 1.5 inches, so it's quite short. You can keep the ends, you can use them for the face, or you can just use it as core wool later on, so it's not wasteful. And then this is me going around the back, just to give you another, just to show you again how I do it. So felt through the middle. I've got 2 needles on elastic together, and I use that quite a lot as well. So that's all the base one done, nice and fluffy. This grey was so nice, and just trim any extra bits that aren't quite the right length. And then we're going to do the next layer up. These eyes are just 6mm black plastic eyes, and I'm going to use the owl in a minute, but if you just take a needle and make a hole where you want the eyes to be, go across level to the other side, and then the awl goes in a lot better. And then just check you're happy, do the other side, have a look at them before you glue them in. That's perfect. And then I take the eye out and put the awl back in. Oh, I can't get my words out today. And then I put a tiny bit of glue, it's just a general purpose glue, on the back, push it in, and then do the same for the other side. So this is the ears. So if you take some of the carded that you've got in the colour of the coat, but not the coat one itself, the carded one, and I just felt through a leaf type shape, because they're very long, the ears normally on rabbits, and then I fold the edges in a bit, and I literally did felt just on one side. I didn't even felt the other side. I peel it off quite a bit from the mat, because you always find it sticks a little bit, so make sure you're always peeling it off regularly. And then I took a finer needle and just went all over it again, but they don't have to be super smooth because the whole rabbit is fluffy, so they don't have to be perfect. And I've kept hold of the end bit there so it's fluffy, and that's the bit I'm going to use to attach it on. So do the other ear, and then you're going to fold them in half and felt them through so that they stay folded, and you really want the rabbit ears to be folded. And then we're going to attach it at the side of the head, back a bit from the eye. So start attaching it, and then all that extra that, or you see you could do them facing forwards, but I quite like them backwards, it's up to you. All that extra bit of fluff, if I just trimmed it off because it was all too close to the eye, and you've still got more than enough to attach the ear, and then do the other side. And then we're going to move on to the head with the nice coat. So take a very small bit, felt it on, and then we're going to cut it a lot shorter because the head needs to be distinct and different from the rest of the body. So you can see that's a lot shorter. And then work your way forwards. And it's a bit fiddly going all around the head and trying to get all the gaps. You work your way down the cheeks, under the chin, and then down the nose. And don't do it too close to the pink nose, and then you just do a little bit of you'll see in a minute, I take the needle and just felt bits in. Try and make the eyes visible because it really helps. There we go. It's nice to be able to see the eyes, and then trim any bits that are too long. And you can do this with the body as well, just cleaning the mat. This mat is a Wool Buddy mat from Clair's Crafts Creates, and I've managed to secure a 5% discount on that. Again, it'll be linked in description because everybody asked me about the mats that I use, so I might as well get it out there. So the tail, it's just a round fluffy bit of carded, so take some carded and fold it under again. It's really similar to the nose, and then just felt the underneath side, sort of felt it together. You're not going to felt it, it's going to be loose and fluffy, this tail. So keep it all together and then felt around the edge, but try not to do the top of it too much because that's where you'll lose the fluffiness. And it's exactly the same when you put it on. You could do this before you put any of the hair on, but you know, it doesn't make a difference. I just cleared a little gap, put it where I wanted it, and it was nice and easy, and it just saves having to felt around it with all the hair. So if you felt right round the base, and that should be more than enough for the tail to stay on. I mean, these are not toys. They are not going to, or they shouldn't really be played with by children. So you just need the tail to be secure enough to stay on. And that is your rabbit. And then I think I spent a bit of time just going over him and trimming him, and just making sure the coat looked right. So there we go. So the caramel one, he didn't really work that well. The white one, I have to say, has been adopted by my daughter already. If you got this far through the video, put me a little bunny rabbit in the comments. That would be really good. But yeah, the grey's my favourite. There we go, felters. I hope your bunny came out okay. Thank you for joining me with that. I have the review of this needle felting machine to come out soon. I have monthly makes coming out as well, where you can follow my journey throughout the month on what I'm making. And I have lots more videos planned. I will link some other really good beginner videos just here and here. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.